So today I'm going to talk to you about the basics and what makes up the immune system. For those of you who haven't seen my previous video on the introduction and the functioning of the immune system, you may click on the icon above which will direct you to that particular video. So without any further ado, this is NJC here with you. Let's get started. So what are transfer factors? Transfer factors are immune messenger molecules that are produced by all organisms. In the year 1949, Dr. Sherwood Lawrence, a New York University immunologist, was the first to discover that immunity could be transferred between individuals for the purpose of getting people out of their health issues, whether minor or major. However, he went on to find out that this immunity was transferred because of a particular factor that is present in the blood, or rather a white blood cell extract. And because being the first to discover this factor and not knowing what name it could be given, he called it transfer factors because, as the name suggests, it did transfer immunity between individuals. Even though testing continued on individuals that involved the transfer of immunity between them through transfer factors, at that point in time the well-known blood-related diseases that we now know weren't discovered, and one by one, as these blood disorders came into being, the medical and health-based fraternity felt that even though people were coming out of their ailments with the help of these transfer factors, but because it involved the transfer of blood extracts like the white blood cell extract in which transfer factors were present, it could lead to the transfer of blood-related disorders like AIDS, which could be detrimental to that particular individual, no matter what ailment he was actually coming out of. And because of which, Dr. Lawrence's research was now brought to a standstill. However, to our good fortune, the research on transfer factors then resurfaced again in the 1990s. However, now the source of the transfer factors was entirely different, having a new extraction procedure which is now legally patented. What was also found in the research in the 1990s was that these same transfer factors were found in that of the mother's milk which she fed, or rather breastfed, to her newborn infant in the first few days after giving birth to that particular child. And it is known that if this child does not receive that breastfed milk in those first few days, the child is now prone to all kinds of health complications, whether minor or major. Why do you think this is? Why is the child who now joined us on planet Earth prone to such health complications in case it does not receive its mother's breastfed milk in those initial few days? It is because that milk is no ordinary milk. It is milk which contains transfer factors, and these transfer factors now contain immune knowledge of the mother's immune system. That is, knowledge of all that the mother has gone through in terms of her health, whether it was being healthy or falling sick, and how she has overcome it over time, right from the time she was born to the time she has now given birth to her newborn child. And therefore this gives that newborn child a chance to live a healthy life as it grows up. It is then said that these transfer factors present in the mother's milk then decrease with time, even though it is breastfed to the child. We now see how important a role transfer factors have played in all our lives. Moving on, transfer factors can now be compared to that of teachers in our lives. Why? Because transfer factors are what educate our immune system, and this education can be summed up in 3 R's. These 3 R's stand for recognize, respond, and regulate. Recognize the pathogen, respond to the pathogen as in fight the pathogen, and regulate, meaning remember this process of recognizing the pathogen and having a response to the pathogen by the immune system. What is a pathogen, you may ask? A pathogen is said to be a microorganism that causes diseases. Now you see how splendid our immune system is in its functioning. It seems so complex, yet so simple to understand, and I hope I've been able to give you that kind of understanding as I see it. However, one must note that these transfer factors have a lifespan of just 3 months in order to educate the immune system, and therefore you need to replenish these transfer factors, which is available only through dietary supplements. I'm sure many of you would be interested in knowing more on transfer factors and how to get them. Like I said the last time, I do free webinars wherein you can join me and hear me talk to you on transfer factors firsthand and how to get them. All you need to do is contact me using the contact details that I will display in this video and in the description of the video below. And however, I would like you to, keep a mindset, a really open mindset of learning something new, especially when it is health-based and has a very high potential of being instrumental in being able to save someone's life. In my last video, I did speak to you about certain foods that can help keep your immune system healthy, and in continuance of that topic, I'd like to talk a little in detail about vitamin C and its benefits. I always recommend that you do your own research as well as to what health-based edibles you would be comfortable to consume during this pandemic, because COVID-19 is a relatively new issue and scientific research is still going on as I speak to you. And no matter what might prove to be actually useful in these times, there is no real concrete evidence and scientific research to back it up, other than testimonials of individuals. So here are a few points that I have made, that I have come across in regards to vitamin C, which I will read out to you. Vitamin C has an antioxidant that can neutralize free radicals as discussed the last time, thereby helping the prevention and reversal of cellular damage caused by these free radicals. It is also involved in many biochemical processes, many of which are related to the immune health. The vitamin C also boosts the activity of what is known as phagocytes, immune cells that are said to swallow harmful bacteria and other particles as well. In addition, it promotes the growth and spread of lymphocytes, a type of immune cell that increases your circulating antibodies, proteins that can attack foreign or harmful substances in your blood. And there are many benefits to vitamin C. However, whatever I shared with you is only in terms of immune health. Now, in terms of common cold as well, it has been seen that vitamin C actually cannot prevent you from getting a common cold, but definitely can get you out of one much faster if you consume it in the appropriate dosage and on time. The appropriate dosage is usually said to be about 90 to 100 milligrams. So this is vitamin C and how it helps your immune health. Well, this brings us to the end of another vlog. Do feel free to get in touch with me to know more about transfer factors, the extraction process, and how you can get them in order to educate and update your immune system in these pandemic times, so that you can now wear a smile on your face whether in good times or in bad times, as we all deserve to smile. This is NJC signing off. Until next time, stay safe and take care. Oh, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and press the little bell icon next to the subscription button so that you get the latest updates as and when I upload anything on my channel. Cheers!